Hi guys, welcome to Snakes and Adders. We're just going to do another guide where we sort of drill down on a specific species. I've had a couple of requests on the YouTube channel to do a specific video on bull snakes. So here we are. Try and respond, when we get 5-8 minutes and we can have a little chat about things, we will. And just look at the specifics of a certain species, a species of interest. Bull snakes are fantastic snakes. They are a large, powerful, constricting colubrid that belongs to the family Pituophis. So the Latin name for a bull snake is Pituophis catenfier sayi. Now, previously they've been known as Pituophis sayi, Pituophis melaleucus sayi, Pituophis catenfier sayi. These taxonomists love messing with stuff and changing things around. So you'll see them listed as 2 or 3 separate things because people won't retrospectively go back and change the Latin name that they've got noted down on their care sheets or whatever else. So they started off as Pituophis sayi in 1917, named by a guy called Barber. The sayi part is in reference to a naturalist called Thomas Say. Then they changed to Pituophis sayi, which I'm not quite sure of the triominal name. There must have been a subspecies described which is no longer either recognised or hasn't been discussed, and that was by Schmidt and Davis in 1941. Then they changed to Pituophis catenfier sayi, which is their current Latin name, in 1957, and that was Wright and Wright that decided that. Then in 1975 they changed to Pituophis melaleucus sayi, which grouped them in with the pine snakes, whose Latin name is melaleucus. Then in 1997 Collins reclassified them again and he put them back into the gopher snake group with the catenfier part, so Pituophis catenfier sayi, which is where they currently reside. They have a huge natural range from the Great Plains and central United States through central and northern Mexico, all the way north to areas of Canada including Saskatchewan and the dry regions and desert regions of British Columbia. Maximum recorded size for a bull snake is a little over 8 feet long. They're incredibly heavy built and very powerful snakes. They have a very strong keel to their dorsal scales, and it gives them a very rough complexion as they run through your fingers. You can really feel it. If I can get this guy to just sit still 2 seconds, on his snout you'll see that his nose has got what we call a very large rostral scale. So just above where his tongue comes out, that's called the rostral notch, and that scale above it is the rostral scale. And this is an adaptation for burrowing so that they can move dirt with their nose. Also noted about through a lot of the Pituophis is that they have heavily set supralabial scales, which is the scale directly above the eye, and these are usually chamfered at an angle, and this gives them a very sort of angry and moody face, but I think they're pretty in their own right. As you can see, the colours develop over time. They're born a greyish green as babies, and then with each shed the colours develop and the yellows come out and come through. The upper part of the body, the anterior part, it's very mottled, and there's lots of different shades, and it's slightly diffused in patination, whereas the tail, we tend to come into more sharp focus and we get the more defined saddlation coming down towards the tail. The tail's usually the brightest part, the brightest yellow section. They have an enlarged anal scale. It's a single anal scale rather than being a split anal scale. Mature size, anything from 4 to 7 feet, depending on the locality where it was collected from. It's not uncommon to get bull snakes up to about 7 feet in captivity. They are hugely built snakes with fast metabolisms. We will be feeding them adult rats when they're full grown, but do not be surprised if they've parted with this after only 48 to 72 hours. They really do turn around food quickly. Another adaptation from being in the plains as well, so they can be heard if they need to be, is that they have a special flange that covers the end of their glottis or windpipe, and this flange vibrates under pressure, so when the animal hisses, you've actually got to hear one hiss to believe it. You would think that somebody had just slashed your tyre, it's that loud. They make an absolute row when they decide that they're angry and they're going to let you know about it. They'll gape their jaw and hiss, and this flange, which is called the epiglottis, vibrates and creates a deafening noise for the size of snake. like I say, it's really got to be heard to be believed. They are egg layers. The eggs are of a very large size and the babies come out subsequently very big as well. Their opening meal would definitely be fuzzies, and in exceptional circumstances maybe even small mice. They're born with large yolk sacs, so there may be a 2 to 3 month delay before they get going properly on food, but once established they feed amazingly. They're always hungry. Bull snakes get a bit of a bad rap for being aggressive or defensive, such as this snake here, this male. He is just always hungry, and he doesn't stop to think before he's looking up at the glass. Why is he coming in? He's giving me my dinner. Is he giving me my dinner? And it takes him a minute or so to realise, actually, no, you're not being fed, you're just coming out to be handled. And you can see once he's out, he's as good as gold. There's no aggression, no biting, no hissing, no stropping or showing off. But do not be surprised if there's a little bit of territorial behaviour when you first go into your vivariums. The bull, pine and gopher snakes are all easily sort of shocked or scared. So you just got to learn to work with that. But once out the vivarium, they're great. So they'll usually have to have a good brumation, especially with occurring as far north as Canada. So we'd take them down traditionally the same way we would with most of the North American colubrids. 12-15 degrees Celsius, they'd brumate at that for over the course of probably 2-3 months. We must make sure that we take them down gently and we raise them back up gently. We mustn't just drop them because it'll kill them. So it's a very steady process. We wouldn't introduce for breeding until they came out in spring, and we had opportunity to lay some fat onto the female, so plenty of large meals, trying to generate some fat stores, and then the animals would procreate, and a couple of months later we're going to get the eggs deposited, anywhere from 8 to 16 eggs. They'll incubate at 28 degrees Celsius, hatch after about 60 days. There should be no issue with hatching out. There's no need to slit or pull out of your eggs. The egg tooth is well developed and they will easily escape from their eggs, and then they're ready to rock and roll. They are a really interesting group. Much maligned, not really worked with. The good thing is now, as people are working with them, they are developing these colour phases, whether that be white-sided, ivories, ghosts, all sorts of different pattern mutations and colour mutations, which keeps them at the forefront of people's minds. But personally, you know, this normal coloration and patternation is insane. Really pretty, really nice snakes. If you wanted a bigger snake than maybe your first snake, which was a corn or a king, you wanted to maybe push yourself but you were a bit worried about the fact or the idea of having a boa or python, then a bull snake would be just a perfect addition. I mean, even if you were a slightly more clued up or confident beginner, there'd be no issue with you keeping one at all. And if raised from a baby, they're as good as gold and soft as a brush. You just may always have to watch them because they think they're being fed, but that would be no different to raising a king snake, in all honesty. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video, that little dial down on a specific species. We've now produced what you asked us for on the YouTube channel, so we'll keep the videos coming. Visit the website, which is www.snakesnadders.co.uk, to see what we're all about. Cheers.